out this showroom, okay, these have got some modification on, but not. You can go and buy one of these, and I'm going to say for maybe 15, 20 grand, you've got yourself a machine that's here. Probably less than that at the time you put bits and pieces on it, and it is as fast as a best part of a £100,000 Superbike. They're extraordinary. The problem I think that Superbike has got at the moment is, now that MotoGP have announced their rule changes for 2027, is that Superbikes are going to be on quite a lot of tracks. They already are on quite a lot of tracks, depending on the time of year and what tyres they're on. As quick as, if not faster than your prototype type bikes in MotoGP. And I think that the likes of Dorna and all these guys have got a real problem with road bikes, which are basically modified to Superbike standard, are going to be as quick as your prototype elite classes. Yeah. That is a problem for most organisers. Yeah, the only thing you're going to say is by 2027 the 850s will be just as fast and powerful as... Faster, in my view. Yeah. Faster. I think they'll be faster than what current day MotoGP bikes are. But that's still the problem. We've got racetracks. It's different on the roads, because obviously the roads are, safety-wise, what they are. But a lot of the short circuits have got a bit of a dilemma with the fact that bikes are going so quick now into and out of corners and in a straight line, and that velocity that they're pulling makes the tracks unsafe. But that you just rounded it off there. Mostly crashes are on corners, and you reduce the power, reduce the straight line speed, the corner speed often goes up. So in some ways it's a bit like saying the Isle of Man, these bikes are too fast, but I would think it's just as scary selling a 600 as it is a Superbike in particular, to a certain extent.
Oh yeah, like I said, to do 130 mile an hour lap of the TT is as hard as doing 135 on a Superbike. Well, the man that was giving us some quick times a moment ago, and of course Glenn Irwin had to try twice as hard to beat Davey Todd, he's with Stephen.
Yeah, it's been a good morning so far for Davey Todd. If we can just interrupt this quick meeting here, if that's okay, to talk to us live on our BBC coverage. You've been going great guns this morning.
Yeah, it's been going really well. I've been saying to everybody how much, how comfortable I feel with the new Milwaukee BMW team and the Power Tool Ducati team, and things are going really smoothly, going really well. Comfortable on the bikes, and that's shown. I can't really believe the lap times that we're doing already.
Is it nice to have pushed Glenn Irwin so much in the first qualifying, the man who's dominated Superbike class?
Oh yeah, it's good. I'm coming here, I want to battle with him, so it's cool that we're tight at times there. We're going one for one, swapping pole position with each other. So no, it's really exciting. I know it's going to be a good race with Glenn.
And Supersport went well for you too?
Yeah, Supersport really well. I don't know if Coops is scared to do a lap on his own or what, but my neck sore from that hook he seems to have in my back. I've been towing him around all session, so it's going to be that case in the race anyway. The two of us seem to have a bit of pace, but I'm sure there'll be other guys that jump in the race and get the tow, and as always ends up a fantastic battle in that class.
And one more question, because the session's about to go. Just thoughts on the Superstock?
Really excited. The Superstock bike is my bread and butter. That's what I'm most comfortable with. That's what I won on 2 days ago at Alton Park, so I can't wait to ride this machine.
Congratulations on that result. Good luck in this session. Thank you.
Superstock then are ready to get underway here at the Northwest 200. It's day one. We've seen the Superbikes, we've seen the Supersports. The newcomers have had a go round here as well to take a look at this awesome racetrack. Next up, Superstock. Now I have to say, 1000cc motorbikes. We were talking about it off air just then, Lee. Davey Todd, he's been there or thereabouts. He's looked like the man that's going to really tear up all the trees on the roads, and then it hasn't quite happened. Whereas this year, I just got a feel about his attitude. It just seems to be more, shall we say, complete. Sorry, Lee, I'll turn you on.
Yeah, definitely. It couldn't happen at a better time, because the team that he's in now, Taz, obviously could do with some success. Do you know what I mean? They've been a very big team for a very long time, but as of recent, they haven't. More so in BSB, I suppose, probably, but now they've got a really good chance of a Northwest winner and a TT winner.
When it comes to the roads, I mean, Taz is Temple Auto Salvage, as it used to be known, the Hector Neal, Dadov, which is mine and Stevie's era, and then of course Philip Neal, who's now team boss. They've got a lot of experience looking after their rider. Does Davey Todd benefit from anything out of the team like that?
Yeah, definitely, and I think the family atmosphere suits Davey really well, which is, they're not a family team, they're a very professional well-funded team, but there's that atmosphere. I think that's the Northern Ireland sort of charm that comes with it. So yeah, and the other fact, there has to be some time in how the bike looks. It looks amazing, doesn't it? It's absolutely beautiful, the colour scheme and stuff. And yeah, I can see him being very hard to beat this week, as everybody already knows that, but he's putting a stamp on it now straight away. But be interesting to see how the two Honda boys get on here as well in this Superstock session. Now they're on the right machinery to do the job.
Apparently this is going to be a 35-minute session, so I think they've trimmed it back a tiny bit for this particular session.
Well, most of these guys have had outings, as I said before. They've already had an outing, so this really is for some an extra session to hone whatever adjustments they've made after their first few laps. I think the surprise has been just how quick this track is this morning.
Yeah, definitely the condition. It looked, like I said when I first came in, it looked good when I drove around, but it's definitely, there's not a lot of dust out there or any debris and stuff, so that definitely shows good. And even when you see the likes of Richard Cooper happy to follow David for the lap and stuff, if there was a lot of stones and stuff out there, you wouldn't want to do that, so it's a good sign. Oh,
Nothing works on your knuckles. I've just put my hands up and Lee's shaking his head straight. He knew exactly what I was on about as soon as I showed him my hands. It's the clattering your knuckles get.
Yeah, your knuckles and their upper arm around your bicep or your tricep is a soft skin.
It
So if you get hit there's no padding there on your leather, so it's
It reminds me when you've been paintballing.
Yeah.
And you've got those bruises. It's not supposed to hurt, is it, paintballing? But it always does. And you get them great marks.
It is a bullet, really, isn't it? It's a bullet at the speed. If you're chucking a stone up when you're doing 200 miles an hour, okay, it's just being fired off that back tyre.
The worst of it is when someone just drops it in the edge when you're in close attendance and they've dropped a wheel in the dusty bit and you get the face full of it, and it doesn't half sting.
There's quite a lot of riders setting off a bit later. This is maybe because these guys have already rode these bikes in the Superbike class, so they were just maybe doing some changes or taking a bit of time to get ready. That the Supersport class just didn't give them enough time for that, so they're setting off a bit later.
22 Paul Jordan comes down, 91 of Julian Trummer.
Teammates there for Jackson Racing. Bikes look really well this year.
That's what I was saying earlier on. Walk down pit lane. If you're coming to see us this week, if you're in Northern Ireland and you're coming down to have a look and you've got the old paddock pass,
Gary McCoy went out.
certainly you will be impressed by the turnout, the way, even down to the point that people have put right colour covers on the floor, you know. It's I know I'm being a bit pedantic here, but it looks factory.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what's interesting? I've never seen it before, whether it does happen now in BSB, but in South Africa we were racing at in Joburg at the old Kyalami circuit. You have to put oil mats down. You get fined if you don't. Your bike must stand on a mat because they don't want oil in the garages, and that's obviously a green issue.
What worries me more than anything is having a bike that leaks oil still. This time.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I say you have to have an oil mat, else you get thrown out of the garage.
Actually on the number 8 machine, 44-year-old.
It'd be nice to see this a good session for Ian. I'm obviously not supposed to take any favourites in the commentary booth or anything, but from what he's been through, and this is his first proper race back, he's done a couple of the British version of endurance races. I don't know if it's No Limits or whatever the track day races are. He's done a few of them, and I believe he was at Oulton Park at the weekend. I don't know if he raced or not, but he was there testing. So this is his first proper race back with the Paget's team.
Good team though. We were talking about pastoral care just a moment ago with TAS, but you've got the same thing with Clive Paget. I mean, at the end of the day, the Paget setup, they're kind of made for this environment. The Northwest, the TT, you know, the Paget's name is a Milenko by Paget's team. It's a big team, but it's got a lovely, this is going to sound, I don't mean it to sound derogatory, but it's got a great club feel there. You know, like they're,
Yeah, all the engineers, people in there have been there for years and years. A lot of them have raced.
I know their stuff.
Exactly, hugely experienced. What about slicks on the Superstock? Is it stabilising or not?
Yeah, I suppose a little bit, because obviously the thread's designed for the rubber to move. So especially places like here where you're going out of a hairpin over bumps and there's already a pump in the tyre, you know, where the ripples and stuff. So sometimes that can calm it down, but then on the offside, more grip creates more pump.
So yeah,
you can have both of them things. So I don't know what's going on there. Davey seemed to be waving at someone, and then
he doesn't want anybody on him like he had a Richard Cooper following him around last time out in the Supersport. Perhaps he's looking for a gap in the track. They're all fine. Number 2 machine are John McGuinness over the line then to start their first timed lap. They've done a lap, of course.
So James Hillier leads out Dean Harrison for the first lap round, so it'll be interesting to see what
Davey Todd, John McGuinness.
So we've got Honda, BMW. BMW.
Dean Harrison, 200.4 down the run down to first lap.
200 mile an hour.
Yeah, 200.4 down to University.
Yeah, I mean, it's... you are doing 200 mile an hour on an ordinary, what would be a slightly modified road bike, and if you get a bit of slipstream as well, we talked about gearing earlier on.
I think I've done like 280 or something on my Superstock bike, so yeah, it's a road. And the motors are stock, it's not like there's no enhancement to speed. They've got forks and a shock and maybe slightly better kit electronics and steering damper, some bodywork, exhaust. So the bike fundamentally is you can go to a shop and buy this, or if you went to Paget, say, they'd put on what's on the Superstock bike. So I think you should actually need a special license, shouldn't you? Because it's like going and getting a gun, or and this is it is mad.
But I think the majority of the modern day ones, whether it's Fireblades or what, the majority often end up on tracks because that's really what they're designed for. It's the fastest speed around here, and a lot of people didn't believe it, but it was. Bruce Hansen, 2016, 209.8.
Yeah.
And that was obviously tailwind, slipstream, you name it, Paget engine.
Well, these guys get underway then, and we're on another fast lap. We'll let you know about that when we come back, but let's go down the pit lane again with Steve.
Yes, I'm here with Philip and Jenny. 200 miles an hour. Dean Harrison on a Superstock. As you mentioned earlier, these are almost equal to the Superbikes now.
Yeah, I think there is, of course. There's tens of thousands of pounds more spent on a Superbike, but a Superstock is a real good bike, and I think this will be a more equal one for all the riders here, because there's a mixture of some people knew and some didn't, who was on a Superbike and who was on a Superstock. So this is a pure Superstock practice, so everyone here is an equal machinery and it's down to riding. But I think we'll find at the end of this, the final time here on the last couple of laps will be pretty close to the final time on the Superbikes, but we're going to have to wait and see. But anyway, we've got some very competitive riders out here on good bikes. Davey Todd's talking, he wants to prove, he thinks he's towing line Richard Cooper, but maybe Richard Cooper's a smart one, maybe he's working out Davey Todd. He's not towing him round, because I don't think Richard Cooper needs towed round here. He's well fit to go on his own, Michael Dunlop is a good man on those bikes too. Davey Todd, Hickman's out there. So there's a lot of very competitive riders, and then we have the boys with the experience. Ian Hutchinson, he's put a pretty good time in the Superbikes, so he'll be out there on a Superstock. The old veteran Michael Runner as well. We've got that group of boys, and I'm trying to think of the other one of those. Hutchie, John McGuinness out there too, and John wants to be competitive. So these boys, you've heard them talking, they're not just here to ride round. We think, McGuinness is here to ride round. He's still competitive. He's going to be giving it 1,000% to be the best place he can achieve on the podium. So just where that is, we're going to find out at the end of this. But no, I think the roads are good. Everyone's had lots and lots of miles so far, so this will be a good practice. Pretty quick, really, from the first lap it'll be, and then they'll build up to the last.
Yeah, Jenny, it's good that little bit of rain that we thought was threatening seems to have gone past. The sun is back out again. It's got really hot. The track should be in great condition for some quick laps here.
Yeah, like you say, we just had a few spots of rain, but that's completely blown over, and the track's it's just improved as the days gone on. It's getting warmer, and everything's perfect for them out there on the Superstock bikes, and it'll be interesting to see how the Superstocks compare to the Superbike times. Really,
how competitive do you think this particular class will be?
Massively competitive. I think there's more Superstock bikes than Superbikes, obviously. Jackson's behind us, they're running Superstock machines in both Superstock and Superbike, so it's easier if you're a privateer or a smaller team to run a Superstock bike. So yeah, definitely the depth of field is probably a bit stronger in Superstock, and the bikes out, like Philip was saying, out the showroom, Lee was saying out the showroom, the bikes are so equal now to the full-blown Superbike. You can get 205, 208, 10 brake horsepower bike out the showroom, which is just insane.
Enjoyable bikes to ride?
Absolutely, yeah. I have the newer Honda, and absolutely stunning bike, ridiculously fast. And the HR electronics are fantastic, you know, just to control the power of the bike. And the new bikes, especially with the split throttle system, are just a joy to ride. It feels like cheating riding one of those bikes, to be fair, with all the electronics.
You got any spares for yours?
Mine is actually as new as them halves, but yeah, I'm sure I could sell a few parts.
Yeah, you should have really said, you know what, Harvey will be riding to your house tonight. Hey, can you sell me an engine?
Did you enjoy riding a Superstock machine?
Yeah, I was really, my Superstocks were production bikes really back in the days, the Faraday, then into the R1s, so I didn't really have the luxury like they have now of that, so they were really Superbike or production bike, but, and there was a big difference in them days. You know, you spent a lot of money, but you gained a lot, whereas now you spend a lot of money, and the margin you gain is just very, very little.
Okay, let's see how this qualifying session pans out. Back to the commentary box.
Thank you very much, Stephen. As we are looking for the times as they come through our session first off. So it is Davey Todd, 4:22.964 from Dean Harrison on the Superstock bike there, 4:23.808. He's 8 tenths off of that. James Hillier is third, John McGuinness fourth. Adrian McLean is there in fifth place. Michael Evans, Dom Herbertson, Sam West, Michael Sweeney and Nathan Harrison round out the top 10 at the moment. And there is 8 tenths of a second between Todd and Harrison at the top. They've obviously had some track time today, so they know where they're at. Hillier is a further 3.7 seconds off. John McGuinness is 7 seconds off the top time at the moment. That's how it's looking, but Davey Todd...
And Davey Todd actually set the fastest speed track time of 202
miles an hour.
last time around, miles an hour for Davey Todd.
We're looking at number 9 and Craig Neve. Craig Neve at the moment is looking for his time down through the order. They're refreshing all of the time here at the moment as my screen goes bonkers.
It's a shame they can't refresh us. So yet it is, like we say, 0.8 of a second between Todd and Harrison. Hillier going really well, albeit he's 4 seconds back, but he's there in third. And as John McGuinness said earlier, he's still mixing it there in fourth position at the moment. But this was a 35-minute session, so it's quite a short session, so everyone will be wanting to get some laps in early on.
Craig Neve's time was a 4:37.4, so he's some 14 seconds off at the moment, down in 13th place. We're looking at number 9. And Neve, resplendent, one of the best-looking liveries here on the North Coast. And there are some lovely liveries here on the North Coast. So, if you're in your front garden there enjoying the commentary and enjoying the action going by, we look at Michael Dunlop, the number 6 machine then. And he looks, I've got to say, I can't remember a time he looks as relaxed as he does at the moment. He looks relaxed on a bike, he looks relaxed off the bike. And he's having to pitch his way past a newcomer there and set it up and run around the outside of the orange-jacketed newcomer.
Yeah, not the best place to catch a newcomer there. Running wide, you're obviously on the dirty part of the track and everything else, but this will be the next lap for him. He goes third fastest, 2 seconds back.
Yeah, 4:24.998, so warming up nicely there. And again, those handlebars look to me like they've been pushed out a bit steep. We talked about it in the Supersports. Certainly looks like he's relaxing his arms very slightly on that bike, but again, puts his hands out with the stones tonight. And aerodynamically, it's perhaps not the best position.
No, I think he's aborted this lap. He had a good long look over his shoulder, so I don't think this is going to be a fast one. He's set his time now, which was a pretty fast lap. As I said earlier on, Davey Todd, 4:20.64 is the lap record set here, and that was set in 2022.
There's your times then, and that's the difference between each of the riders. Todd on top. Davey Todd looking sharp.
So Todd is only 0.3 of a second off, yellow flag.
Yeah, that's up in the road roundabout, isn't it?